Да-да-да-да.
What if America's next breakthrough in artificial intelligence, biotech, or advanced healthcare came from someone who lost everything to war, but refused to give up on their future? Welcome to Brain Drain Unlimited Foundation. We turn the tragedy of forced migration into a powerful engine of American innovation. Our mission is to help world-class talent rebuild, thrive, and contribute. This isn't just about survival, it's about leadership and impact. Our story begins with two unlikely partners. Konstantin Samoylov, a Russian-born activist who fled political persecution, joined forces with Manus McLean, a seasoned US business advisor with decades of experience helping newcomers navigate legal, financial, and professional systems. Together, they recognized a moment of opportunity. Millions of skilled professionals had been displaced by war and repression, while the United States faced growing shortages in STEM, healthcare, and other critical fields. Brain Drain Unlimited was created to connect those dots. As a registered non-profit, we focus on high-skill immigration that delivers real value to both individuals and the American economy. We provide targeted, hands-on support to help displaced professionals not only immigrate, but also succeed once they arrive. Here's how it works. It starts with a free eligibility screening, where we help determine the best visa options, often in categories like EB1, EB2 NIW, or O1. Then we guide applicants through credential evaluation, ensuring their education and experience are recognized. We help assemble the necessary documentation and connect clients with trusted immigration attorneys to craft a strong legal strategy. Our team also offers relocation support, from housing referrals to community connections and job placement services that include resume review, coaching, and direct introductions to employers. This approach changes lives. Kirill, once an art director in St. Petersburg, is now rebuilding his creative career in the United States. Natalia and Konstantin, who made a last-minute escape from growing repression, found new opportunities through our support. These stories aren't just about starting over. They're about building something meaningful. Many people ask if Brain Drain helps with permanent residency. The answer is yes, though it depends on the individual case. We specialize in visa categories that can lead to green cards and eventually citizenship. These include the EB1 for individuals with extraordinary ability, the EB2 National Interest Waiver for professionals with advanced degrees, and the O1 for those with demonstrated achievement. While we are not a law firm, we act as a strategic partner throughout the entire process, from early planning to long-term support. This mission matters. Skilled immigrants contribute significantly to the American economy. They pay more in taxes than they receive in public services. They start businesses at higher rates than native-born citizens. They lead innovation in fields like AI, cybersecurity, and medicine. And they help revitalize communities through hard work and leadership. This isn't charity, it's smart, forward-looking investment. If you're inspired to help, there are several ways to get involved. Donations fund essential services, like visa filings, document translations, housing support, and job placement. Employers can connect with highly qualified candidates through our network, and volunteers can lend their expertise in areas like mentoring, translation, or professional coaching. If you're a displaced professional looking for a path forward, visit braindrain.work to begin your eligibility screening. Prepare your documents and join a growing community that believes in second chances and new beginnings. The next American breakthrough may come from someone watching this video right now. Whether you are looking for help, ready to hire, or simply want to support the cause, your next step starts at braindrain.work. BrainDrain, unlimited foundation. We transform BrainDrain into American innovation. The future is brighter when talent meets opportunity.
Hello.
Howdy, friends. Great to see everyone. Welcome to Monday, our weekly meeting at Brain Drain. It's called Meet Your Neighbor, and then usually it's in form of interview, but we are testing other formats, and we have something new for you today. I would like to welcome the team, Manos, Eric, Natalia, Tamara. We have a treat for you, friends. We're going to talk a lot about immigration, about pressing issues, and about the achievements of the previous 6 months that we have done. So I think we're the first time in this particular format. Eric is our chief technology wizard, magician, Manos, co-founder of Brain Drain. Natalia is the secretary, and she is an engine behind everything. Tamara is compliance officer, and she's basically general counsel. We are still waiting for another person to join us, and if she does, that's going to be fantastic. So I see that we have a few people watching us right now. Thank you for joining, and first of all, thank you for taking interest in our cause, because this is why we're here today. We have a cause, we have a mission. We're helping good people from Russia, Ukraine, Georgia, and Moldova find a new home in the United States, and we're trying to help America, trying to add value to the country and add to the society. So by bringing good people with the right mindset and values. And today we would like to talk of a couple things. First of all, we would like to start with telling what we have achieved in the previous 6 months, because it's been the first year of very active work for Brain Drain. There's a feeling that things have taken off, and the last 6 months have been incredibly action-packed. And then the second part of the live stream, we would like to answer your question. Anything you want to ask us, we're here for you to answer. So perhaps I should pass the microphone to Manos or Eric. Which one of you?
Why don't we start with Eric and then bring it to me?
Excellent.
Well, hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this live stream, Meet the Neighbors. As Konstantin said, I'm Eric Lickness, and I've been acting as the marketing and driving our message forward online. So a lot of the messaging you might have seen, if you've been following Brain Drain, has come from my desk in California. I come from a management consulting background. I'm kind of a tech geek by heart. I joined Brain Drain. I reached out to the team last fall, and I joined the board in February. Was very excited to hook up with the team. My motivation comes from the fact that I lived as an expat for about 5 years in my 20s, and so I certainly know what it's like to be a stranger in a strange land. Following Konstantin and just having a lot of respect for immigration and immigrants in general, I had reached out, and now we're reaching the 6-month mark of pushing the brain drain message forward. So again, thank you to everyone for joining us today. And I look forward to answering any questions you might have after the presentation. If anyone has any questions about the US or California in general or the current zeitgeist, feel free to ask the question. And I'll throw it over to you, Manus.
Okay. I think you've seen me before. Today, what we want to do is just tell you when we initially started, we received many generous contributions. And so today, we're going to do a little presentation, and hopefully that will justify the contributions, and will also justify us asking you for more money, because we have still a long way to go. But I think we've achieved a lot in the past 6 months. So if you could start. All right. Obviously, as you can see, ready to fly, our progress to date. Now, we've achieved some things, and if you'll go to the next slide, please. Again, our mission, empowering displaced talent to rebuild in America. The talent that we've accumulated here in Brain Drain, to Constantine and my surprise, has been phenomenal. I mean, Eric is a godsend. I don't know how else to put it. He put together these presentations for us. He put together a lot of our infrastructure. And, Tamara and Natalia and Alexandra has also contributed. And there's been so many more who have contributed that we believe that we are in a very strong position. Next slide, please. Immigration support, advocacy, access, clarity. Individual case navigation for EB2, EB1A, asylum, and humanitarian visas. So we don't necessarily, we focus in on the EB1 and the EB2 NIW, but we don't limit ourselves. We will work on asylum cases. We will work on humanitarian. We will also work on family-based cases, when they come up. We started a Meet Your Neighbors program. As you can see, our last one, most recent one, was Dr. G. And we also have featured stories through A Wife's Eyes, where I would recommend that highly to anybody. It's mostly a radio format, but it is excellent, and it's addictive. And I waited too long for part 4, and I'm waiting too long for part 5. So hopefully we'll continue that. Next slide, please. We've hosted webinars, and we're about to host our second one, Pathways to Legal Status. That is our working with immigrants that are here in the United States, whether they're on a temporary visa or whatever, they want to make it permanent. And we're looking to work with them to make them permanent residents and possibly citizens as well. And we're looking to continue that. Tomorrow, I'm really excited because we also have a Russian language and a Ukrainian language translation function that we've added to our program by the help of Eric's wizardry. And we created plain language resources to help clients understand their legal options. Next slide, please. If you look at our website and all our social media, you're going to find that we've advocacy and storytelling. We allow these stories, from Constantine, Kier, Dr. G, Nikita, and there's a whole host of more that we're looking to add and continue to add, so that you can see the actual people that we're helping, that you can get to know them, and so that they can get to know you. Next slide, please. We built a strong network of volunteer attorneys and translators and career advisors. Uh, I think our attorneys that we have are top notch. I am so pleased with the work they've done so far, and I am excited about the work that they will do in the future. Today's climate in immigration is a little bit fraught. I don't know how to say it's complicated. Anybody who's picked up a newspaper knows. So we need that help, because not only do we make mistakes and not only do clients make mistakes, but the USCIS makes mistakes, and we can address those mistakes and we can correct them. Deliver pro bono services. Yeah, we do a lot of the work on our own, the case preparation and stuff, things along those lines, so that it keeps the cost down as far as getting the legal advice and engagement. So we try to focus our attorneys on the high end, and we take care of the low end. Next slide. Our support and our infrastructure. This has just been absolutely, I don't know how astounding. The website, I don't know if any of you had the tragedy of viewing the first website that I tried to put up. But I think our current website is something to be proud of. We've received many, many compliments, and people are very excited about it. We have flexible and secure donation engines with recurring donations, corporate matching, so that those of you working for corporations, if you want to do a payroll deduction, you can, and your company will possibly match it. So, and we also introduced just the beginning of this month a flexible office space. It gives us the opportunity to meet clients, potential clients, in 4,000 locations throughout the world. So as we travel as accredited reps and as attorneys travel to meet their clients and to gather paperwork and to plan out legal strategies, they have a place to go. They have a place to visit rather than the back of a car or a hotel room. Next slide. We have ongoing activity through storytelling. That's our typical. You'll come here every Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and we'll have a guest who's already here or who is planning on coming here. We expanded our online presence and partnerships. We have been affiliated with other nonprofits, and we will continue building those affiliations so that we can help in all facets, both in social work, legal work, and just the simple thing of just finding somebody to take an immigrant to the DMV for a driving test. So we're looking to that, and we're a trusted resource for skilled immigrants in STEM and healthcare. We know how to go about and get these licensing and accreditations evaluated and accepted here. And next slide, please. Our future plans. We plan to expand our legal and DOJ accredited services. For those of you who don't know, you have attorneys, but you also have accredited representatives who are specially trained in handling this type of paperwork. And we are looking to basically build out. There is a network here in the United States, and we are tapped into that. And we hope to expand on that and strengthen that. And yes, we will publish annual impact and outcomes report, maybe in this format and in other formats. And next slide. All right. Comes right down to, oh, here it is. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I was just thinking about that. And, this is something that we all have in common. Whether we are immigrants, we come from immigrants. So with that, I'll turn it over to you. And any comments or questions, we will hope to answer them. Okay.
Oh, there you go. I would like to add a couple of things. Manos,
Yep.
thank you very much. It's been a wonderful presentation. And to me, it's very important to discuss what we have done today because it all started with the video that I made. I discussed with you and I filmed it and I uploaded on YouTube channel Inside Russia. And the video was uploaded on December 3rd, and it was called Let's Drain Russia's Best Brains. And it went real well. It resonated with a lot of people, and they sent money. Manos, I believe we received $1,700 or something like that.
Something like that. Yes.
Yes. And, this is what we have done. The money has served us very well, has served not us, but the people very well. We have created an organization that is alive, that is growing, that is vibrant. Very good people got together and started making things happen out of thin air. Okay. So this is very important to show that, look, it's been 6.5, a little over 6 months, and this is what we have done. We have taken the money and we've used it to the right cause. Okay, so I'm very proud for taking that money and using it and having something to achieve and having something to show to everyone. And so it makes me very proud. And this is just the beginning. Obviously, we have gone a long way, but then we are in the beginning. We are in this yellow brick road, to the Emerald City. We have plans of bringing lots of people, lots of good people to the USA. Unfortunately, it's taking some time. I wish I could just take everyone and bring them over there and then say, okay, live, in a matter of weeks. But unfortunately, it takes time. But we are in the long run here. We are just, again, this is just the beginning. So thank you. And
Gentlemen,
Eric,
we have a few questions coming in, Constantine. So, and I wanted to remind everyone, ask your questions. Now's the time. Anyone you saw at the beginning of the conversation is available to answer your questions.
Eric, one question to you from me.
Yeah.
You joined our team when you saw that video, right?
Well, I had been following your videos, and of course, I had been following the Ukrainian conflict for quite some time. And then, yeah, you made the initial video, I think, last October, right before Christmas. And
December 3rd.
oh, gee, it
something
was,
like
yeah,
giving Sunday or something like that.
yep. So I gave you a small donation, and I just reached out and said, how can I help?
Yeah, the rest is
8 months
history.
later, I'm running.
Yes, yes. It was just, I think it was our big luck that you called in and then started inquiring and then joined. So we are so lucky to have you.
Well, the
Yeah.
feeling is mutual. It's such a great team to work with. I've worked with a lot of professional teams throughout my career. I've had a long career like Constantine or Manis. And I've worked with some teams that had some real jerks on them. And I'm proud to say that, boy, it's a pleasure. I look forward in the morning to getting up and working on brain drain with the team. So I can really say that the people we're helping, we're vetting good people and we're bringing good people to the United States. So I'll answer a question here. I am not from California. I'm not a Californian. I am a South Dakotan. I grew up in a small town in South Dakota. I lived in Chicago for a lot of my adult life, and I'm a transplant to California. I came here about 10 years ago, and I'm located in San Clemente, which is halfway between San Diego and LA.
Wonderful.
Another comment.
We're neighbors, right?
Yeah, comment here from Scott, and Scott was wondering, what are the current raids, are the current ICE raids having any effects on Brain Drain's mission?
Uh, I would say not necessarily. Has it affected our mission or has it stopped? We have to do certain things where we try to get most of our contacts with people here in the United States online so that they are not exposed. But we were doing mostly a lot of the work online as it was. So um, the the court system or whatever you want to call it does a lot of online procedures. So we try to direct them towards that, just to avoid that uncomfortable situation where they may be have somebody waiting there to greet them. So, but as far as picking up people off the streets, I don't see it here in Philadelphia as much. Uh, I know that they are now concentrating in California and whatnot, but they're looking to
Yeah,
bolster their numbers. They're desperately looking to bolster their numbers, and you know, they've offered a 50,000 sign-on bonus, and I believe they're now doing away with the age requirement. So, if you're familiar with the United States, expect a lot of the old greeters at Walmart to start a new career.
yeah, I was just going to jump in. Kind of the situation in California. Yeah, there have been some issues and there have been some snafus, some problems that ICE has caused. Um, they are coming and raiding the Home Depots, and they have done some pretty outrageous things. But from a day-to-day basis, I would say there's not a lot of impact. I mean, I'm not seeing armored vans rolling down the street or anything crazy like that. But as Manis said, um, they are aggressive. So now is not the time to come into the United States illegally. Thus, the brain drain mission.
Yes. All right.
All right, so we're just waiting for any more questions. Ask us anything. Ask us anything. We got a good day from Larry. Larry, nice to see you. Larry's been a big fan. He's been helping us drive comments on the channel. We've got a nice to meet everybody from Dr. Artem. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, Artem. Long time no see or no talk. I hope everything's going well.
Yeah, so maybe if there's no other questions that come in, maybe we'll talk a little bit about our webinar tomorrow that's going on.
Sure.
Um, this is going to be the second in a series. We're doing a webinar series designed to help people stay informed. What are we calling it again, Manis?
Pathways.
Oh yeah, pathways. Yep, your pathways to citizenship. And tomorrow's webinar is going to be Manis on stage presenting.
Yes.
And Manis is going to be covering how to avoid getting scammed when you're looking for immigration help. And one thing that we notice in the States is that anytime someone is desperate, you're likely to have a scammer following shortly behind, trying to take advantage of a desperate person.
Uh,
Yeah,
here
we
we
have
go.
another question in here.
Dr.
Maybe this,
Artem.
yeah. Is this a Manis question or does someone else want to jump in here?
Uh, I think this is a question I should handle. If you go to uscis.gov, uh, it will tell you what the processing times for the applications are. The main application that we use is called the I-140, and that will take anywhere from 8 to 12 months to process. You can process it with premium processing for an extra fee, But depending on the complexity of the application, I would say that you're wasting your money, when you to do that, only because if you're asking a USCIS officer to understand what he can read in a 17 page or 1700 page application, 1000 page application in 15 days, that's a little bit too much. So, but after that, it can take anywhere, depending on the type of a visa, an additional uh, 8 to 12 months. So you're looking at, it's a process that can stretch out from 16 to 24 months, from start to finish. And keep in mind that many times it takes 3 months to get started, and on a minimum. So it takes a while to accumulate and collect the documentation that you need. So hopefully that answers and doesn't necessarily scare you, but
Yeah, I think that was a good answer.
yeah.
Yeah. And so we're still taking questions. Otherwise, you're going to be forced to listen to us filibuster for a half an hour.
I do
Remember,
want to
with
say another thing about this. The processing times are based on an average. And, when you have that, you have some processing times that are extremely long and some processing times that are relatively short in comparison. Uh, USCIS issues 140,000 employment visas each and every year. And now, if you do the math, 7%, which is what each nation is required or allowed, no more than 7% of the 140,000. I think that comes out to 9,800. I'm just using these numbers off the top of my head. So the EB1 category would be 2,800, and the EB2 category would be another 2,800. Uh, Russia is the most active country other than China and India. So China and India, they have a long waiting list. Obviously, they have a population of over 1 billion people, and each country has the same number. By the way, whether you're coming from the Vatican or whether you're coming from China, it's 2,800. And if you're coming from a country that is not flooding the system, yes, your applications will be processed a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of the problem we keep talking about internally. Is that's one of the wacky things with the law is it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're Benin or Belize or Togo or China. You
Yes.
all get the same number of visas.
Yes.
Friends, may I suggest something? I have a message to the viewers, and we also have other members of the team. I would like to ask you to invite them in so they introduce themselves and
Sure.
our viewers meet them. And then at the end, we also will take more questions.
Okay.
Alexandra is also here. Oh, not seeing her. Okay. We are a team in Manus. Remember, it's just times of just two of us. We had morning coffees and we were discussing, and we had really big plans, but we weren't moving much because there was just two of us. And then as good people started joining in, things started happening. And I think the success of Brain Drain, well, we're already sharing some of our success. And that is because we have the team, the people. Okay, because just the founders is nothing. It's just an idea, but the actions come from people. So we talked about Eric, and Eric's been one of the drivers, the engines behind the marketing and technology. We also have Natalia and Tamara and Alexandra. She might join us a little later. She might not. We don't know at this point. But may I ask the ladies to introduce yourselves, so the our viewers know who you are and what you do at Brain Drain?
Sure. My name is Natalia, and in a few days there will be my first anniversary here in Brain Drain, and this is kind of milestone to me because I have huge experience managing my own company in Russia, but it's all new to me here in American nonprofit organization, and I enjoying my way uh, together with our team. I'm the secretary of the board of directors, and I'm doing all the stuff, uh, everything connecting with our meetings, uh, planning our agenda, scheduling our meetings, preparing minutes and notices together with our legal department, with Tamara. And I actually enjoy all these processes. And as we are all volunteers, we do a lot of stuff accept our duties, accept our official position, and we urgently need need help. Okay, we'll tell about it later, and I will turn mic to Tamara. Tamara, please.
Mhm. Hello, everyone. My name is Tamara. I'm from St. Petersburg, Russia. For over 16 years, I practiced law in various fields. At the end of last year, I left Russia due to the war, and now I'm based in Uzbekistan, Central Asia. Now I'm helping the Brain Drain team as a board member and as a director of compliance. My responsibilities include communication between American and Russian sides, as well as overseeing legal compliance. I believe that Brain Drain's mission is very important. We are making the world a better place by giving talented people an opportunity to live and realize their full potential. Thank you.
Alexandra, please introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you. My name is Alexandra. I was joining the team a couple of months ago, and as a volunteer, my background was connected with education, mostly education for teenagers and career consulting for teenagers. And I think that that's a good mission, and I really believe in mission of Brain Drain to help experts, to help professionals to find their way to contribute to the mostly to science, to technology, to society progress. And it turns that unfortunately Russia doesn't have proper opportunities for developing science, for developing technologies now, some kind of technology as well. And if there is a better way to implement their abilities, their talents for experts, for professionals who are dedicated, who are highly skilled, well, that's a good idea to help them. And really, I want to be helpful, and I'm making now as a volunteer, I'm making mostly paperwork, and well, helping people is in the focus of Brain Drain, and making this as a non-profit organization means a lot. I suppose that's valuable. Well,
That's great. And that was awesome to meet the wonderful rest of our team that we have behind us. So, um, all of those ladies are very talented linguistically too. So, if anybody has any questions in English or other than English, you can type those in the chat too. If not, we will continue to talk about our upcoming events.
Okay. I did want to add something though, real quick. We've adopted the acronym GRUM, and that was Georgia, Russia, Ukraine, and Moldova. The first letters of those countries. And when I mentioned before the visa numbers, I mentioned Russia. I didn't mention the other countries, and the only reason I mentioned Russia is that they are middle of the pack. I believe they were like around 5 or 6 in the EB1 category, with about 3 or 400, which is a lot less than the 2,800 that they have. But they don't even measure at anything in the EB2 category. So as I said, there's a lot of space there. There's a lot of things, and obviously Georgia, Ukraine, and Moldova. There's a lot of space there to get involved and to get you here. And any other country, I believe we're working with somebody from Haiti and Jamaica. So we don't necessarily, we concentrate on those countries, but we don't or focus on those countries, but we don't exclude from any other.
Exactly. I think that conflict zone was just our first starting point.
Yeah.
But we're open to anyone who's being displaced by conflict. We just happen to have the most language proficiency in the Slavic language set right now.
Yes.
Yeah. I would like to say a couple words to the audience, to the viewers. Friends, we are looking for help, for all kinds of help we can find. We are looking for, right now we have open positions for volunteers. We need an SMM specialist. We need social media coordinator. We need a person who would be involved in fundraising with experience, or perhaps without experience, but with a willingness to help. We are also looking for the directors to add to our board, and other organizations, non-profit organizations, perhaps large corporations, who are willing to help our cause, who have some experience, who we can add to some value to them, and they can add value to us. So we're open for help. We are open taking participants, taking support, taking help.
Yep.
If you want to help our cause, if you feel it's important for America, please reach out, and we'd be glad to talk to you and find you a position or a place where you can help.
And I'm case in point. I helped. I reached out last fall, and I didn't know if I would be able to help at all beyond here's a few dollars. And look at where we've come. So, as Constantine said, we're looking for someone right now. We've got a pretty good grasp on publishing out to social media, but what we need is someone to help us do a little social media listening, to help us get online, and someone who really enjoys being on social media all day. So maybe you're that person out there. Maybe you're the person on your phone all day and you love scrolling through Instagram and you love commenting on things. Well, maybe you'd like to act on behalf of Brain Drain and help us spread our message. That's just one position.
Fantastic. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like. So our channel is still very young, not too many followers, but we're growing, and please help us grow faster. Subscribe, like, comment, reach out.
And follow us on all the social media streams. We are covered on all the streams that are out there: X, Blue Sky, Instagram. We're doing a lot on YouTube, but whatever is your preferred network, you can help us by amplifying the message, whether it's sharing a meme, sharing one of our graphics. Uh, just help us spread the message that immigration is not a bad word if it's done correctly. Manus, any other comments about the webinar tomorrow?
The webinar tomorrow, yeah, I'm excited about that as well. It's we are working hand in hand with a nonprofit organization right here in Philadelphia. We've also listed out announcements to various other channels, Telegram, and things of that nature. Those chat rooms. So we hope to have a good turnout, and we've also through your efforts there, we have the ability to translate, and so that those who are not well versed in English, they can follow along in Russian and Ukrainian. And
Yeah,
know,
that'll be our goal tomorrow.
yes,
And Zoom has the capability. So we do our webinars via Zoom, and that allows us to be more interactive than this live stream format. We can actually bring people on stage a bit easier to ask questions. We do request, and we hope people aren't scared away. We do request a $1 donation to register for the webinar. And it's not that we necessarily are counting on the dollar. The reason we do that is to prevent any trolls from Zoom bombing us during the meeting. And that $1 registration just allows us to know if it's a real person behind the name.
And it almost serves as a lifetime because once we recognize your email address, we know
Yeah,
that you are you.
You'll be on our vetted list. So for
Yes.
example, we sent out the Zoom link directly to everybody that was registered for the first one because we knew who they were. So
yeah.
So the way it will work in theory tomorrow, when you join our webinar, we're going to have an interpretation mode turned on. And you'll be able to click in your Zoom meeting and select a language channel. So you'll be able to listen in on the original language channel that'll mix all of the languages that are running, or you'll be able to listen in on a Russian or an English channel. So I think tomorrow we've at least got English to Russian covered and English to Ukrainian probably.
Yes, I believe we'll have. In fact, I'll firm that up. I know definitely we have the English to Russian, and I believe I'll be able to firm that up this afternoon about the English to Ukrainian.
Yeah, so bear with us, but we'd love to have anyone join in and share with us in this journey and this experiment as we continue to grow and perfect our live streaming, particularly out to all the audience in other languages.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, you are in the USA out of all of us in the team right now. The rest of us are in Uzbekistan. Now, I have a question to you, both of you. Let's add all the ladies so we're as a team. And, hang on. Okay. So we're all here for now, right? Oh, there you go. I have a question to the Americans in the studio. Now, I'll tell you a little story. Okay, I've said it, Eric. You might have heard, Manos. You might have heard, but I'll repeat to everyone. I've said it in my live streams before a couple times. Now, Michael is 8 years old now. He was about 3, and he was at the stage where he started learning about the world. He started realizing who he was, who I was. He loved cars. He still does. And I took him for a ride. We lived in Moscow in a sleepy neighborhood, with one road, major road, and a small road around apartment blocks. So I took our car. I placed Michael on my laps, and I was steering and going around the apartment block with no cars inside. Okay, and all of a sudden, cops spotted me, and they put on a siren. They pulled me over, and I literally got out to drive around the block, stop by at the grocery store, get like a loaf of bread, and go back. So they pull me over, and of course I stop. And Michael is sitting on my laps, okay? And they casually come to the car and I say, "Oh, okay, you're violating the rule. Your child's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be out back in a child seat. Oh my God. It's like you committed a murder." So, and I didn't even take my driver's license and car registration, nothing. I only had like a few rubles in my pocket. And Michael was freaked out. He was very, very nervous. I could see fear in his eyes. And I told him, I said, "Look, I don't have any documents. Oh, what are we going to do with you?" I said, "You're not going to arrest me with a child. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the car right here. I'm going to walk into my apartment, which is right next door, and I'm going to get upstairs, put my son back, take my driver's license documents, and I'm going to come back and show you." "Well, make sure you come back." So obviously I came back, and the guy's giving me not one fine, but 3 fines. And I'm asking, and he's captain, and he's driving a real nice patrol car, like a Chevy truck, truck, not SUV. That doesn't happen in Russia. So he's not regular patrol cop. And I look, and he's captain, and I'm asking him, like, "Captain, why are you doing this? What's going on? Why you are on the road patrolling? You should be sitting in the HQ. And why you, instead of 1 fine, which I accept, guilty is charged, why instead you giving me 3 fines?" He goes, "Well, I'll be honest with you. I have a KPI. I have a target. I have to get out on the roads, and by the time our shift ends, I must bring 16 fines. So I physically must give out 16 fines. I will not come back to the office without 16 fines in hands." Okay, so instead of giving you a big fine for having your child in an improper place, I'm going to give you 3 fines, small ones. One for driving without headlights turned on, another one without seatbelt on, and the third one was something like that. So it's a win-win. I'll get, instead of 1 fine, I'll get 3 fines, and then instead of paying like 5,000 rubles if I give you a serious fine, you'd pay like 2,500. So I said, okay. And that's when I faced the system of, it's called the stick system in Russia. When the cops are obliged to show some results, show the results of their performance, right? Meaning they have to solve so many cases, criminal cases, finish investigations and give them to court. They must, the traffic patrol cops must give out so many tickets. Now, I'm sorry for such a long story, but my question is, do you feel like ICE has switched to the same kind of system where they are obliged to bring in so many illegal immigrants or legal whatever, but they must deny so many people, they must deport so many people, and that's how their performance is judged these days? Do you feel that ICE has switched to this system similar to Russian federal police system?
Okay. Yeah. Let's make sure we understand the difference here. There's ICE and then there's USCIS. They're 2 separate agencies. USCIS is still issuing visas, and they are still going to issue, their whatchamacallit. However, in the current climate, if you want to call it that, yeah, they are getting a little bit more particular, but that's because they have far more applications than they normally get. So we still have a lot of people from outside the U.S. that still want to come in. What you said about ICE, we have Stephen Miller from the White House stating the goal of 3,000 arrests per day. So that's what he wants ICE to perform. And ICE currently right now doesn't have the numbers to do that. So they are just trying to get the bodies. They're trying to get their body counts up. And I think the most they've hit was 1,600 or something like that. But they're trying to get 3,000 per day. And so that is, worrisome. And,
But it's worrisome because the government has put a lot of money into ICE.
Oh, yes.
For the upcoming fiscal year.
Yes. Yeah, and
I think it's the biggest funded agency right now.
Yes and no. I mean, they're going to have their issues. They're trying to ramp up. They're trying to hire 10,000 agents, and that recruiting it's going to take time to get them on board and all that other stuff. I know that they've offered a $50,000 signing bonus. They've offered to do away with the age requirement. So that's why I was making those comments, about the greeters at Walmart, which is, famous for having people in their 70s and 80s, greeting customers as they come in the store, finding new careers. It's
what I'm seeing though too is and that's part of their growing pains, but as they're ramping up enforcement, they're making more and more snafus. So
yes,
I've seen in California, every time they try to do some new sweeping enforcement, they screw it up so badly that the public outlash is so big that so far they've been pretty inept.
yeah. For me, it is. They have been inept. They've been rounding up people that are here legally. They've been rounding up people that are citizens. But they just want to have at the end of the day that they have as close to 3,000 as they possibly can get.
But they can't. They have no right to get the citizens of the United States.
That's why they released them.
Yeah, but they have.
Yeah, but isn't that a lawsuit? Immediate lawsuit.
Oh,
If the
yeah,
U.S.
there's going to be
government
lawsuits.
arrests me for, so it's a lawsuit, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but they can
It's a
make
lawsuit.
sure you get lost for a month in the
Yeah.
system, and then no one can find you because you forgot your ID at home. I mean, so that's what's happening is like people will get picked up and they get thrown into the system before they can prove their innocence. And you're right. There's going to be lawsuits. We have a case in California where there was a guy his three sons are U.S. citizens and they're all Marines. And the father happened to be not a U.S. citizen, and ICE tackled him, tackled him to the ground and beat him up and stuff. And he's got a lawsuit. It's been a big story.
Don't forget the owner of Trump Burger.
Yeah.
So basically, you both answered my question. Yes. So the system that ICE has implemented is a lot like Russian federal police system, where there are some hard numbers and they have to be met.
Yes.
It's trending that way.
Yes.
You see that system of federal police in Russia, when the times were more democratic, 25 years ago, the society, the politicians, there were real politicians back then in Russia, believe it or not, but they were opposing that system. That system was like plague from old Soviet times. Everyone was trying to, disband it, to make it, to destroy it. And then, of course, cops were very hesitant to let it go. And then, things in Russia politically started changing, and the system just found itself right back at home. And it's a huge problem because the police must serve and protect, and that system, that defeats the purpose of the police. It's not there to serve and protect, but to get certain numbers, and doesn't matter person is guilty or not, and a report upstairs that the target's been met. So it's terrible. It's not supposed to be happening in the USA.
No, and there'll be lawsuits. There will be repercussions. Keep in mind that these are targeted in certain areas. And I know there's also a lot of racial profiling that goes on, which they deny, but anybody with eyes can see that it is happening. And
Yeah, if you're brown in California,
yeah,
you have a problem with ICE. If you're not brown, you're fine.
and
Well,
it's
having like Imanis, you said anyone with eyes can see that, but how
yeah.
can they prove? It's got to be something like hard evidence, something tangible.
Oh, there is
I mean,
hard evidence.
having eyes is not enough.
There is hard evidence. I mean, they're scooping up people, they're taking them to detention centers, and then they release them. It's a that's the main thing. But they still get credit for the people that they scooped up, the people that they've detained.
Is there a process of review for each case of scooping a person out on the street who turns out to be
Yes, there is.
a resident or a U.S. citizen?
Yes, but you might
shouldn't be ICE agent responsible for making that decision be fired on the spot?
Should be, but unfortunately, he's under instructions to bring in so many people that day. So he's worried that if he doesn't bring in that number, he gets fired.
Well, still, he gets fired if he scoops someone like a citizen. I mean, that's not a big mistake. It's a huge tragedy. I mean, if you're a citizen of the United States, you're protected by the Constitution. You have all the rights, and all of a sudden, your own agency that is supposed to protect you from like illegal immigrants comes in and scoops you and arrests you, and this is like the end of the Constitution on the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Well,
Even
I'm not
in
going
the
to go that
Democratic-
far to say that it's the end of the Constitution. This ties in with a question that we have from Kier, how U.S. politics affects the immigration law today in the nearest future is your prediction. My prediction is there's going to be a change in leadership in the House. Hopefully, they'll be a little bit more aggressive in protecting individual rights and whatnot. But the change is going to be made one way or the other. 80%. In fact, I would refer everybody to go to watch John Oliver on Last Week Tonight, his latest one, and he talks specifically about this. And he brings up the number of 80% of the population in the United States does not approve of this. They are adamant against this. One of the things that we also need to address is our media. Our media pretty much ignored all the stuff that is going on with in Los Angeles this past weekend. There are huge riots, or not riots, but demonstrations in Los Angeles. And it was not picked up in the national media. So
demonstration about what?
Oh, this topic. This.
What they were demonstrating against ICE or pro ICE or what?
No, against ICE.
Against ICE.
Mm-hmm.
Against ICE coming into their neighborhood and taking away the ice cream man, and claiming that he's a criminal, which he's not.
Or in another case, there was a group of landscapers mowing the lawns. They literally came and took them off the lawn. They left the lawnmowers running. Literally, they came and scooped them up so quick that all the lawn tools were still laying on the lawn.
Yeah. And
By
not
the way,
all of them were immigrants.
oh, not all of them were immigrants. Nice.
No.
So they were U.S. citizens.
I
No,
think
yeah,
one or
the
two
crew
might have
leader
been.
was a U.S. citizen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. This is this is really hard for me to understand what's happening in America, because when I was there, I was living there, I was enjoying this exactly feeling of feeling protected. If I don't break any laws, no one can fabricate anything against me like they do in Russia all the time. No one can arrest me for nothing, basically, and throw me to jail cell or prison for nothing, for just for them needing a body to blame someone's crime on, and
Well,
okay.
the concept of racial profiling has been a very old concept here in the United States. And yes, it still goes on. It is now amplified with ICE actions and whatnot. It's uh, and the faces that I'm looking at right now, you don't have nothing to worry about. But I do know that if we had somebody here who is a member of one of those racial subcategories or categories, they would tell you that it's always been that way. It always will be that way. Maybe not always will be. It was kind of adjusted, done away with, with a lot of court cases and uh, legal challenges and police officers going to jail because they broke those rules. But now I feel
I
it
have
was
a comment on that. Okay, we've run out of time because it's already 4 minutes past. Just one thing, I am not very familiar with this concept of social profiling, with illegal immigration, with ICE. Back when I lived in the USA, it wasn't called ICE. It was called, I think, Border Patrol or something like that. I lived in Maine. We didn't have any illegal immigrants in Maine. Very few, at least. I remember there was one raid in Walmart and they arrested 10 people. I was, and then so I'm absolutely clueless about what has been happening in the United States. I lived in Maine. I was surrounded by mostly Americans. There were very few immigrants. I never saw border patrol agents. I never saw any disturbing acts or anything like that. So what I'm hearing these days totally different. But that could be because I lived in a state with a very particular immigration situation. There weren't too many immigrants there.
Right. I was the same
So-
way. I didn't see much immigration until I moved to Southern California.
Mhm.
If you go to Chicago, you won't, well, there is an immigrant population in Chicago, but a rural area, like you said, in Maine, you wouldn't notice as much. So, but on your note, Constantine, we are at the end of our hour. So, we are, I think if anyone has any other questions or who wants to say the last word, we are still deciding on who our guest will be for next Monday. So watch our socials for the next announcement. Constantine?
Excellent. Thank you so much. It's been great. I would like to thank you, first of all of you who are here present, and those who will be watching, members of the team who are not present in today's live stream. Thank you. You are making it happen. You are fantastic. It's my pleasure to work along with you to do these live streams, to do other things. It's fantastic. Thank you. And thank you for coming and watching. Thank you for getting interest in this very important topic, important issue. Please keep on tuning in, and we
Yes.
will always be happy to see you and interact with you, answer your questions, and reply to your comments.
Yes. Thank you. And
Thank you so
until
very
next
much.
Monday.
We'll see you soon.
Ignition sequence start. Roger.
like rusted chains try to hold us down. But we see that hidden fire, the spark they've yet to crown. Steal the spark, light the dark, brain drain fuels our rebel quest. Bring lost souls to the western mark. Steal Putin's thunder, recruit the best. Chain shatters, we soar high. Refugee hearts claim freedom's light. Rise as one into the western sky. Our voices call through endless night. From sterile labs of tyranny to the promise of the West, we swipe the genius left for dead, defying every test. No more will they confine our light or cage our daring art. With renegade resurgence,